What is up, Whale family? This is Nightmare and Room bringing you Hangtime, where we talk NBA Top Shot, NFL all day, UFC, the market, fantasy, sports, and all things hoops and hype. Rune, how are you doing this week?
Oh, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good, man. Pretty good. Feeling like I'm looking more myself on stream nowadays, so
Yeah,
appreciating having that opportunity to share more with everyone. What a
yeah,
crazy week, dude! Crazy week.
yeah. It's absolutely nuts in so many different ways.
I suppose we should start talking about the NBA. It's pretty hard to do that given the crazy games that we had seen last week. But
Yeah.
Jason Tatum absolutely showing out, dude. The Celtics were slumping pretty bad,
Yep.
and he came through with a crazy performance last night. I don't know if you caught any of it, but
Yep.
he dropped like almost
51.
50 points in the first three quarters.
Yeah.
So good to see him coming alive a little bit there.
Yeah, he's definitely picking his game back up, and I think that was almost like the kick in the butt that they needed.
The vid's not going to load to show the highlights, which is fine because, quite honestly, we have more pressing things to talk about given that this is Monday and a lot of the sting and a lot of the excitement is still fresh.
Yeah.
What a weekend. What a divisional round for the NFL. Unbelievable.
Absolutely insane. And I have to say, the playoffs have always been the playoffs to me, and it stinks about the Eagles, and I'm sure for you it stinks about the Patriots. But the playoffs have been so fun.
I mean, you can't beat, walk off after walk off from yesterday. I'm still hyped up, man. I'm still hyped up over
I
here.
know.
I don't even know what to talk about, quite honestly. So, RIP to the Titans. That was my team that I had
Yeah.
picked in spirit that the Pats went down. They have a lot of legacy Pats over there. Vrabel, of course, and even our own Rads is a big fan. They ended
Yep.
up going down with that field goal at the end. Tight game. Bengals, you
Yeah.
know, Burrow, maybe he's the real deal, man. Maybe he's gonna, maybe he's gonna be one with staying power of these young guns.
I out of all the teams that are playing, first off, I'm glad for all the teams that are going. Yeah, I've always hated, unless it was the Eagles, the same people going through every single time because it just gets monotonous and boring.
What are you
But
trying to say?
yeah, I know,
What are
right?
you what are you trying to say, Rune?
I'm saying that I'm glad the Eagles beat the Patriots at one time. No, the
Hey guys, we'll continue this stream without Rune for the rest of it. Let's talk football. I'm just
put
playing,
on you
Rune.
put on your mean face. I can see your mean face. No, the Rams being back into it is awesome. The Bills being back into it, even KC and San Francisco, but like the Bengals, I never saw coming, and I am like stoked about that, and I don't know why.
Yeah, no, they're exciting to watch, especially, like you said, a lot of the unpredictability. I know a lot of people were upset with the ending of the game last night, right? What an amazing finish to the Bills Chiefs. I actually had some family call me and told me that they were depressed or whatever. It's not even your team. They were just so emotionally invested because of the heavyweight.
Exactly.
What do they say? What did Jim Ross always say? It's a slobber knocker, right?
I
Good old
remember
Jim
that.
Ross. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, no, it was a great game, and man, exciting. But what do you think about this talk about the overtime rules?
Uh, I haven't heard it. What's the news on that?
I mean, it's been brewing for a long time. Even when the Pats played a game, I think it was Pats Chiefs, right? It was a good back and forth, and the Pats won the coin
Yeah.
toss, went down, scored right away, and they're like, "Hey, you know what? This should have been the Chiefs' year." I think it was Mahomes' rookie year,
Oh
and
yeah,
they're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
the overtime rules are whack. Why can't it be like college or even the XFL experimented? Right? They had like a penalty thing for the 2-point conversion.
Yep.
Um, personally, I don't want to mess with it. Now, obviously, I've benefited from it a few times. I've also lost games because of it a few times, but I think that excitement of things being up in the air and given a chance to the underdog, right? If you
Yeah.
know the Chiefs are going to get the ball and you just miraculously, made it to overtime and have a shot at winning, I like that. What about you?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. For me, like obviously, I'm a massive soccer fan, and if you go to extra time, it doesn't matter if they score. You're still playing two full rounds of extra time. It's going 120 minutes instead of the 90. So you got knocked on an extra 30 minutes, two 15-minute halves for extra time, and it could be tied all the way to the end. Then you have a penalty shootout, but the one thing that I do want them to do is I would love for them not to do maybe like full halves or something like that, but just play till the clock runs out. In my opinion, that's me.
You know, interesting. I like the Sun and Death, man. I like it.
And it definitely is good. It definitely is good. It is a fine line to draw between tradition and also playing styles that have been around forever. So
Well, technology allows for some different things. So
yeah,
I don't doubt that they tweak it, but I'd like to keep the excitement and the opportunity for an underdog to really, catch fire, whether it's a combination of luck and skill and be able to make a run. That,
yep.
it doesn't happen often, but when lightning in a bottle happens, love to see it. Let's talk about Brady going down with almost pulling off a similar, comeback like he did in
Yeah,
ATL.
yeah, it was. I'm sorry, I'm not actually. I don't apologize. I'm not a Brady fan. I will respect the hell out of him because of he is a great player and he is definitely fun to watch. But I don't like the guy. And again, yes, I'm probably going to be canceled at this moment. Cancel Rune. Hashtag cancel Rune. But no, for me, for him to get the unsportsmanlike conduct, it was just like seriously, he's probably going to end his career with that. And if I were him, I wouldn't want that, especially if I could still play.
Yeah, I think his supermodel girlfriend, who makes much more than him, may have a say in that matter.
Yeah, I know, right?
That being said, speaking of tentacles in the community, he has tentacles in a lot of crypto and NFT ventures right now. So
Oh,
I
really?
think he's building quite the empire in this space. We might have to hear, for all the lovers or haters of Brady, you may have to hear about his name for quite some time, long after,
Yeah.
even if you're not involved in sports.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's not going anywhere for a long time, and he's going to be definitely someone that is going to be around for a while. I mean, you look at Troy Aikman, you look at all those other ones. I mean, he's going to be around.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about a media presence. Obviously, he's a legend, and actually, I
Yeah.
don't expect him to ever become a media presence. He would probably chill in the background. But I'm talking about his business ventures in crypto and
Ah.
NFTs.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, look at these guys in their tentacle talk. Look at
Yeah.
what Autograph just did for their funding round, right? So, like, he's doing some incredible stuff. His partnership with Sam over at FTX, they
True.
have a
True.
personal relationship. So, maybe Brady will come through and bring the market back up. He's just waiting for the right time for the comeback, as usual.
True. That's true.
You think he comes back?
Uh, I think he does. I think he
I,
does. I
I
can't see him ending it that way.
You know what? I think the same thing, honestly. He has a good environment there. Year over year, that competitive fire really, really, burns in that guy.
Yeah.
And, the environment is just so easy
Yeah.
for him, right?
And
I mean,
he quickly evolved his game to the Tampa Bay style, and or they evolved to the Brady style. But having Gronk in there as well, just made it seem more comfortable. And even with like Antonio Brown, the deal with him,
oh, that's your boy right there.
yeah, right. He didn't like his shenanigans didn't rock them too much. Now it took away quite a player in receiving yards, but I mean they managed to do it in other ways. I mean they just had a crazy game.
Was this a dramatic pause, Rune, or did you drop out?
Oh, did you not hear me?
I heard crazy game, and that was it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just saying this was a crazy game, and then I dramatically paused to
Oh,
wait for a
okay.
reaction.
All right. All right. Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
there was technical difficulties.
Oh, okay. I appreciate you at least being honest with me, not making me
Oh
think it
yeah,
was my own tech problems over here.
no, I
Man,
don't
there's
blame
there's more tentacle jokes than I've ever seen any other comments in the chat today.
you.
I think
Tentacles.
I think for some reason the background that we have going now that I'm actually on cam, it's got
Yep.
people now. Let me be serious with the audience here. This is obviously an avatar. If you want to see the real me, I will take this off right here, and you can see me in full view. There you go. Right? No monocle. This is
Yep.
the real Nightmare.
There he
But
is, right there.
we'll get myself back to a more presentable style right
I
now.
think they want like a Kraken in the background or something for you.
Right. And so you know what time it is now, Rune?
Oh yeah. What
It
time is
is
it?
time for the Rune Report.
Dun, 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 dun. I really don't have much.
All right, thanks, Rune.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it this week.
Yeah, it was a very long and drawn out, Rune report.
No, honestly, there's a lot of stuff going on, and in the market macro level, not necessarily for the stuff that you're tracking all the time with soccer.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the market because there's a lot of weird anomalies that are going on right now, and it's messing with the numbers a little bit. So I don't know how much stock to really put into a lot of this stuff. If I look at evaluate market, it shows in the NBA TopShot market absolutely nuking here, along with the macro crypto market. So that made sense to me to see.
Yeah.
I mean, it fell from an excess of, we were well over, I think this had like 860 or so, right?
Yeah.
860,000. Now it's down at 772. There's a distinct difference. This site hates me when we're in stream. There's a distinct difference between the metrics that are used here in evaluate versus moment ranks. If I look at moment ranks, the macro market really hasn't changed much, right?
No,
so this is accurate according to this time scale to right now this evening.
That's
and
weird.
if I zoom out a little bit, even the individual metrics are not showing that precipitous drop. So somewhere there's a discrepancy, and I'm sure it'll square up. But this is a weird time to be looking at it, quite honestly, with what is happening with BTC and ETH. Now, that being said, if I look at Rookshot Market, and there's lagging data here as well, right? So anything super recent, is not going to be captured necessarily. But, some of this market falling off thing had happened over the past 2 days. So you would think it would be reflected. But what we're seeing here is similar trends to what we saw last week, Rune. Flat for base 2. Base 1 is down about 4%. Okay,
that was almost the same as last week.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think they were flat the first two sets, but base 3 continues, 5 to 10 point climb each week. So I think people are going after the rooks. That's my philosophy there.
Yeah, same. And it's looking more and more like the truth. I mean, I think this is the first time in a couple of weeks that it hasn't been double digits, even though it's very close to it.
The onboarding seems to really have slowed down as well. And, the market could be playing a role, but they had that marketing campaign they rolled out with KD. I'm sure you saw he stepped up his, the stuff he was doing with Boardroom and his partnership. So it was a direct ad, right? So KD's directly telling people, hey, do you have, people are comparing their moments. He walks onto the court. It was pretty cool. And then they offered a KD moment in the pack, which we'll show in a little bit as an incentive for new people onboarding. But I did want to mention this. So we're talking about the discrepancy. If I look at evaluate market relative to the whale vault, it's down below $20 million. It's actually down 27% to what we had looked at a week ago, right? So that's a significant drop off, and that's being led by the same metrics that are showing this for whatever reason, right? But if I look at if I look at moment ranks, we're still at 24 and change. So that's about
back up to the number 1 spot. We were number 1 for a little bit there.
Yeah, you know what? I actually mentioned that to Whale Shark during a meeting. And he said, bring it up. Let's take a look. And of course, I couldn't find the specific chart where we were number 2. Yeah. But when I started digging in it directly, I'm not sure what that number 2 was referencing. I don't think it was total value, quite honestly.
We don't know. And we noticed it happened when the LeBron moment went down to like $200 or something like that.
Yeah, but I don't think that ranking was in total valuation. In retrospect, I think it was something else because no one else is even close. Even people that we know that are ardent collectors
have above the number 2. So in total value,
right. No, so I just felt good about that. I actually wanted to share that we were wrong when we saw that we had fallen off there.
Oh, nice.
But it also, this also talks to the difference in methodologies, right? Like a big difference in what the market effect on the portfolio is right now.
Exactly.
And of course, my very unscientific way, this Jokic remains to be about $90. So that's pretty level with where it was last week, and that's a series 1, which had fallen off. So in my unscientific, probably not financial advice kind of way, I would say that things are decently healthy for TopShot at the moment.
Yeah, I mean it's about par. I mean, there's no that thing's not selling for $10 right now, which it could easily.
Well, I'm glad you set the bar for me there. I can be successful with this metric for a while, I suppose.
There you go. It's consistency.
Right. And then what else? Challenges that were up. Now, this is the challenge I was talking about,
Yeah.
right? The KD Top Shot Starter Challenge. If I look at the redemptions on that, it was actually pretty low, right? That's one of
Yeah.
their vehicles for onboarding. 10,600 people.
Yeah. I mean compared to the number of people that are actually using this, that was pretty low.
Well, I mean, maybe they're going to continue to roll it out, and we'll
Yeah.
see what other things they have. But I was just surprised. I thought the
Yeah.
redemption numbers would be higher for that. I think it just shows, the narrative on NFTs and getting this into the hands of people that aren't actively collecting already. They have some work to do, which I'm
Yeah.
sure they're working on behind the scenes. I'm sure they have some cool
Oh yeah.
stuff.
Definitely.
And did you check this challenge, the
The,
NYC versus
the
LA?
LA. Yeah, I saw that. It's good old East Coast versus West Coast. That's the first thing I thought of was that moment way back when in the Source Awards.
This really that made you think of
As soon as
the
I saw
Biggie
NYC
Tupac
versus
beef?
LA, I thought
Crazy.
of Tupac and Biggie. Yep.
I mean, I'm not going to complain. I mean, I love the music of that era, but
Yeah.
you need rares or legendaries to complete this. I think it also says the cost right now is 3.4K if you wanted to. A dope pack though,
Yeah.
certainly a dope pack, but not something I would be participating in. Kind of a change from the tiered flash
Mhm.
challenges that they were
Yeah.
having, so to speak, and now um, a chance to get your hands on a highly regarded pack, right?
Yep.
So I think there were some people talking about they were looking to do it because they already had a lot of moments that they could leverage for this. So props to those
Mhm.
guys. We'd love to see you pull it. We'd love
Yeah.
to see some 6 Series 1 pulls when you do, but it's not something that I'm going to be able to do.
Yeah, and one thing I did, and I was kind of looking for, and I didn't really see, are they considering the New York side of things being including Brooklyn, or is it just the Knicks, or is it every New York team? That's what I was kind of looking for. I didn't really get a chance to look into like the details of it, but I can look at that later.
Yeah, I don't know offhand, Rune. Now you've committed to following up in
Yep.
the sports NFT room and letting us know. I'm sure everybody knows already,
Yep.
sans us because it wasn't even in our scope to be able to collect. But um, do some homework and let the fans know they want to hear from Rune. This will be your Rune report for the week.
There you go. Will do. I'll do the needed research.
Now, did you get into the NFL all day beta? Because I feel like everyone else is finally in except for me. At this point, I
No,
think it's a
dude.
joke.
At this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm not hoping and praying anymore, man. I'm right there with you. I guess since we host this show, they don't like us, so that must be it.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is I actually did get an invite to the stress test of UFC on the day prior to the actual launch,
Nice.
but it wasn't announced on their Discord. It went to my spam, so I didn't realize it until someone posted
Oh,
in a chat. Didn't get to hop in. That being said, I did go in on the actual launch this weekend. How about you?
oh boy, can I tell you a story?
Sure.
I'm going to tell you a little
Do I
story.
have a choice?
No, you don't, because I'm going to tell it regardless. I had planned for doing a pack opening on this stream, and I got in. I was in queue. Okay, fine. The kids went nuts. I lost my spot in line. Okay, fine, whatever. There was still 10,000 or 1,000 left, and whatever.
Wait, hold on.
Yep,
How did your kids going nuts make you lose your place in line?
I know, right? Someone else should be taking care of them. No, so I put it down. I put it down, and it was just like sitting there. So the timeout occurred. So either way, I'm like, okay, fine. There's still packs available. Let me see what it looks like to be in the queue. So I got in the queue. I'm like, oh yeah, this is great. I still have a chance to get one. So I get to the checkout, and I was like, oh crap, I forgot to put some money into my Dapper. That's fine. I'll go ahead and just use my card, whatever, because I'm gonna do this. I want to do a pack opening. My freaking bank fraud blocked me. And I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. So by the time I quickly try to unblock it, I'm like, okay, I got 10 minutes. I go in, I'm literally watching the clock. I'm trying to get it unblocked, and I'm like, yes, this is legit. And I go to buy, and it says, sorry, all packs are sold out. I was like, son of a bitch. Sorry, excuse my French. I was so mad. But I mean, I don't have like a huge stake in UFC Strike. I definitely wanted a pack to see what it was. And like I said, I was gonna do a yeah, I'm crying just like you. I was gonna do a pack opening here, but I was like, now I got no content.
Well, man, I'm sorry to hear that. I will say that I did get in. Uh, I managed to get in 5 times, and that's with having to go back in the queue over and over again. So I think you just had some really bad luck, Rune.
I don't know. It
Um,
really was bad luck. I mean, the first one I blame my kids, and the second one it was just like, come on, seriously. Whatever. My bank was being good, I guess.
Random side, I've been arguing with my bank all day trying to send wires over to exchanges because, this is an opportunistic time to get some
Yeah.
stuff you've had your eye on, quite
Yep.
honestly. And
It failed.
I'm trying to build this metaverse bag. I think I talked about it a little bit during office hours, and they're hassling me, man. It's like,
Mm.
you just push us more and more towards other solutions like
It's my
crypto every
freaking
day.
money. Let me do what I want with it.
Yeah, I digress. So
Yeah.
I actually was able to score packs. I was excited about
Nice.
the prospect of being first. It's Series Zero, which is
Yeah.
obviously super cool.
Yep.
Pretty high circulation on them, man. Right, like 40,000 each, 50
Yeah.
bucks a pack, and that's a lot of stuff going out there. What was it? What was it? 100,000 packs or 300,000 packs that were released?
I think it was 100,000.
Yeah, so 100,000 packs, 3 moments each, so 300,000 moments going into
Yep.
circulation. Smaller fan base, $50 a
Yep.
pack. It was a tough value proposition, but even with all that said, here I was, a glutton for punishment, going again and again and again. And so
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
you saw the moments were visible on
Yeah. I
chain
did.
after you buy. Yep.
I did see that. I did see that. And then, but I saw some of the ones that people pulled, and there were some ones that were like, oh, really? That's it? And but there's some other really good ones out there.
Well, a couple things on the visibility. I don't know all the nuance of it. I won't pretend to be the tech,
Yeah.
wizard here, but I know in working with Known Origin on their drop that they had with
Yep.
Giant Swan, and where
Yep.
they're working on embedding NFTs within
Yes. With
NFTs.
NFTs. Yep.
One of the things that came up during that discussion was the contract had to reference NFTs already on chain minted on another contract, so it had to be visible somewhere
Yeah. Someone had to
already.
be able to see them.
So
Yeah.
so so Swan wanted to do something where it would be a surprise when you open it, right? So I'm sure that's going to
Yeah.
be possible, but on the base layer here, at the onset, it looked like there was some more challenge to that than intended. So
Exactly.
maybe that's the case here. Maybe they already have a solution. Maybe it wasn't intended. Not sure,
Yeah.
but you know, what does that say? People can't really resell it on chain because you already know what moments
You
are in
already know
there.
what they are. Yeah. Exactly.
So I wanted to show everybody what the experience was like opening a pack. I'm not quite sure if I can actually do that here if I try, because what happened was after I had my first one, I couldn't see here where I could get to it. If I went to packs, it looked
Okay.
like it was where you could go and purchase.
Oh, purchase it. Yeah.
If I go up here to view my collection, which is I click something like this, it
Yeah.
immediately ripped open my first pack. If that,
Oh,
I'm not sure if it'll do that again right here or
yeah.
not, but let's give it a shot and see what
Ooh,
happens.
yeah. Ooh.
It did not. So we can check the full experience here. Let's make sure it's not muted so you could hear the glow stick mix.
Nice. Yep. Not muted. All right.
And then an immediate reveal.
Yeah. Interesting. They'll sort this out. I mean, the way that TopShot does it, yeah. Partial reveal.
Yeah, that's weird.
So you know that there's like a 0.039% chance of getting I think it's like a legendary or something like that.
Yes, this is probably my favorite moment so far.
That's cool.
I don't know if you noticed, but well, I'll show you in a little bit.
Pimblet.
That's your boy.
Yeah, right. I love his hair. Interesting.
So nothing too exciting. In my very first pack, I did get two of the champ,
Mm-hmm.
right? So not totally. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to
Well,
be honest with you. I wasn't very excited. We'll see what the value is of these and where it holds up. It's a smaller fan base, so to speak, in
yeah.
collectibles at the moment, I would think. I think a lot of the traction in the fight game is going to be relative to recent performance
Yep.
and to the legends, right? And you don't have the IP of a team to really help
True.
bolster things. So, what the gamification of this will be will probably play a big role in this. I think probably, in my opinion, the packs were overpriced for what they were. That being
Mm.
said, um, and I don't know if that's what Derek's talking about the fight this weekend, or if he's making some kind of analogy to the process for the launch that the fight should have been stopped earlier. Either way,
Yeah.
I did think that this made me feel a little bit better about the price. And that's it's been revealed that 50% of the UFC's share of the revenue goes directly to the fighters. It's split between
Oh,
the two
that is
fighters on the
cool.
moment. So that is cool,
Yeah,
especially
that's nice.
considering the purses in MMA.
Yeah, that's actually really nice. I mean, that definitely does make that would make me feel better as well, hearing that.
Yep. So $250 out of my Dapper balance towards that experiment. Hopefully, it pays dividends. Would have loved a gold. I don't know of anyone in our community that scored a legendary either.
Nah.
But if you did, please, step up and let us know. It seems like our experience has been pretty universal. Most people felt that, they had a similar experience
Mhm.
and their feelings about it. So I'm sure that they're going to continue to tweak it. And maybe that's why it's, series 0. We'll see what comes
Yeah.
next.
Yeah, exactly, and just I mean, the beginnings of anything are really good, even if it's a major company or a major brand and it doesn't continue after this, you still got Gen Zero. So
Yeah. I mean, you know,
yeah,
we'll see. I'm really struggling still with the value proposition of the
yeah,
pricing per pack and, how they can justify what, the more rare packs and whatnot are going to be. We'll see what they
yeah.
come up with.
I really thought that there was going to be 5 per pack, but whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like you said, when the legends roll out, I'll be right. No matter how much I complain, right? You show me some of the legends, I'll be here with my wallet loaded up.
The
Let's talk
chance
about
to get
some
a
of the.
Kimbo slice.
Would that be your ideal
Yeah.
legend, Kimbo?
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. I would be up there in a heartbeat. And even like as weird as it sounds, I would if they said Ken Shamrock and Kimbo Slice are a big part of my past with USC. So yeah.
Oh man, Kimbo in the
Mhm.
UFC. He needed a ground game, man. He almost
Oh
pulled
yeah.
one off. He almost
Right?
pulled one off. The Strike Force run was interesting, but obviously that had its own nuance. But I
Yep.
digress. Let's talk about some of the collectibles that
Mm,
that we have been talking about over the past couple weeks that actually launched over the past week. So
yes.
Warps by Warp Sound dropped. Super dope. Generative, PFP project with a lot of collaborations with musicians that's already happening in the Discord. We talked
Yeah.
about it so many times. I had them on stream twice. I
Yep,
set
you
up
did.
the whitelist access, and then I forgot to load my wallet and be able to take part.
Oh, sorry to laugh, but it figures, right?
Did you get in?
No, I didn't get a chance to get in either.
I know Unfazed Alligator on our team and some
Yeah.
members of the Dolphin community were able to take part. So I'm interested to see where they go with this. Great team on the tech side. They also have a
Yep.
ton of utility, big name musicians backing them. I'm interested to see what evolves from this. I'm a Dragoon guy myself personally, everyone.
Did Fabio get in? Do you know?
Uh, SO said he's interested in investing in rugs. I'm not sure if Fabio got in, but these are cool,
Yeah,
especially the generative music aspect. So the music
yeah,
is also AI generated, and I don't
that's
know
cool.
all of the nuance, but one cool thing is by participating and doing different things on their Discord, you can earn these POAPs, and these
Yeah.
POAPs can influence the music
Oh,
that your warp will generate. So a lot of
nice,
cool stuff.
nice.
I'm gonna click one. I'm gonna click the very first one on price tier. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of the bid one. The lowest price tier, just to see what it sounds like. I want to check the sound.
Not
Sounds
bad.
better. Sounds better than me with a keyboard, and it's AI
Yeah.
generated.
I mean, that seriously didn't sound bad at all.
True story. I started out trying to produce at one point, and no one would touch the horrible sounding beats I would make. That's why I got into hip hop
Oh,
when I did.
oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, man.
Let's talk about the bats.
Yes.
So,
Just
what did
go
you think
back.
of this drop?
Well, so I have to say, okay, PFP projects to me are getting to be all the same, but having someone like this do it and the bats, they actually look really cool. Like some of the bats that I've seen have been very cool looking. Um, but others, yeah, I'd be kind of pissed about.
I mean, to me, this is more of a collectible than a
Yeah,
PFP. To me,
exactly.
this is a collectible with some unique gamification with the
Yep,
biting. You're able to bite and take on characteristics of some
yep.
select other NFT projects.
I do
They
like
have
that.
they have a pretty robust community. A lot of people were advocates. Our own Decryptory is in
Yep.
there,
Yep.
and did a great article on it. But it was interesting to see.
Yeah.
I like, if nothing else, I like seeing the depth of what they built for a celebrity drop, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And even to the point of like you showed the commercial for it and stuff like that. This it wasn't just like oh, I'm a famous person. I put my name behind it and that's about it. It made you feel like Ozzy actually had a stake in this and actually like cared about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, evidently he did.
Yeah.
He's not an NFT enthusiast by any means, but when he was
No.
told about it, he in true Aussie fashion, he's dropping customs. That's effing awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's trying to build something out. But yeah, the gamification's interesting. I'm keen to see what it actually looked like. I don't know if it's live yet, where you
Yeah.
can morph them by biting, but I think that's a very interesting perspective. A lot
Yeah.
of them do this via partnerships, right?
Yep.
And I've
Exactly.
always talked about NFTs kind of hostile vampire attacks where you can
Yep.
do things like, we're talking about embedded NFTs within NFTs earlier, right? What if you're
Yeah.
an artist and you have a rivalry with someone, you take one of their NFTs and put it within your own and sell it, etc. They got
Mhm.
partnerships. They agreed to do things with IPs from
Yep.
other projects. But what's stopping a project from saying, okay, we're going to do this to this one regardless, even if they're not amicable? What
Yeah.
would
And that,
happen? What would happen, right? Like
yeah.
it could build bridges. You could usurp some of their fans to yours. Interesting things.
Yeah, it's definitely something to keep an eye out on if that ever occurs.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see where those evolve. I think they were going for roughly 2 ETH and change after they first dropped, and then
Uh-huh.
after the
Yeah,
market fallout, a lot of things are at a discount right now.
yeah.
Um, I've been keeping my eye on Crypto Mori since we've talked about it, and it
Yeah.
seems to be continuing to hold steady.
Yep.
Hoping to get below 1 ETH into something that would be palatable for me to make sense.
Oh
Considering
yeah.
I was looking at this since point 3, I want to say, which was still late
Yeah.
and never got in. So
Yeah.
still have my eye on these. I just like the community of
Yeah.
people that I see getting themselves in. I saw Nate Alex hopped in the other day for 30 ETH with an upside down skull as well. So
Yeah.
I think the community will be here and able to make some noise. Now, will it have the opportunity to really grow into something substantial like some of the other PFP projects? I don't know. But from a community based project, and like we've talked about, a lot of this has to do with momentum. It's a momentum
Exactly.
market and an attention market.
Yeah.
And knowing the people that are getting involved, I still have faith that this possibly could be an opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's going to stick around for a while. I mean, you look against some of these and you have the ties to other parts of culture with video games and religion. I mean, I saw one with a Pope hat, but I also saw one with a turtle shell on its head. You know what I mean?
Yep.
FOMO
Uh,
mofos.
I did also want to make mention. DC put me onto this FOMO mofos. So Jasper Wan, who we had on for a Maker's Play stream, he did a Worldwide Walls, I think it was called. And
Yeah.
Jasper Wan is a very interesting guy. He's put together a ton of projects to really help impoverished areas and
Mhm.
inner city youth and his local Hawaii as well as across the whole United States. So he has this project called
Yep.
Wow, right? And they will go to cities that are kind of urban centers and really beautify the city, making these amazing murals all over the place. And he does this with like crazy graffiti artists and amazing artists like Ghost Beard and all these people, right?
Yeah.
So he does this all the time. And so this is his project. And I didn't even know
Oh
it was
wow, I didn't
launching.
know that.
I
No.
didn't know it was launching until DC put me onto it. But it's his ode to 80s cartoon aesthetics, right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
he tries to build that in here, but from a community building and an artistic connection standpoint, this is something that I have my eyes on. I think could be interesting.
Yeah, I love, and the name itself is amazing. I mean, you get yourself an anagram, and it applies to your the space that you're in. That's even better. FOMO mofos is that's very clever.
I knew you'd like that, Rune. That was
Yeah.
right up your alley. But yeah, DC told me to take a look at that. We'll see. Hopefully this isn't another one that I'm staring at after it propels itself into orbit. But either way, Jasper Wan, great person,
Yeah.
great organizer in the artistic space for both artists and for altruistic charitable events. And I think there's some charitable things tied into this project as
Yeah.
well. So take a look at it if you're interested. This could be one that could have some momentum.
Definitely. And I do have an update to share. Rare Gotchi.
Okay.
Yeah. So Rare Gotchi has been, of course, it's going to take a long time to upload these files, but so I'm posting 2 photos on our stream text. Every Wednesday, Rare Gotchi has a sneak peek where it just basically, gives you a sneak peek. It does what it says. Anyway, so a lot of people are like, what is this going to be? What's it going to look like? And there's still a lot of questions that I don't have the answer to. But um, not last week, the week before, they released a picture of these 3 what looks like packaging for a Rare Gotchi's 3 different ones. Well, then last week, so everyone got excited about that. The art's really cool. They're like, okay. Last week, we found out something special about them with the reveal of a physical item. So as soon as my internet decides it wants to not be very slow, you'll see the pictures showing up in the stream text. If you're on the Rare Gotchi server, you probably have already seen these. But everyone's trying to guess what the next sneak peek's going to entail. Is it going to be actually Mongoose came out with a great idea that it would be like other like wrappers, or the wrappers as in like wrapping paper and other things. So yeah, it's coming along. People are getting really excited. And yeah, I insulted the internet, pineapple. I insulted my internet. But yes, as soon as my cancel Rune internet decides it wants to speed up, it's about 75% done. I will. You'll see the physical item in and it's opening up a lot of questions like, holy crap, is this going to be an NFT within a physical item that is going to be interactable with other NFTs and physical items? So yeah, there's a lot more coming in 2 more days. There's going to be another release, so another sneak peek, I should say.
Now, this is all stuff that was on the server. So what's the update? What's the alpha that you were sharing here, Rune? I think did you just leak something when you said it could possibly interact with other NFTs?
No, so non-alpha disclosure, there is no truth to what I just said. It's all speculation and my Jobu vibes, hoping that it will. And it finally decided to post. So take a look at that.
I hate to tell you, Room, but we've had this picture up for about 5 minutes while you were talking. But we do appreciate your internet working hard over there, man.
Oh, come
Working
on.
hard.
I was grinding away. I mean, come on. I got so excited that it finally was able to show, but you had to go ahead and spoil it.
Yeah. Well, I
All
mean,
good.
your fans, they wanted to see it right away. I did also, in the
All
same vein, want to talk about Starcade, right? So,
right.
Signal Noise Starcade looks like a really cool project. I geek out about collectibles, He-Man,
Yeah.
Thundercats, G.I. Joe, all this kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
does Signal Noise, obviously. James does amazing stuff with, those types of
Yes.
inspired IPs. I really like, the project art style, let
Me too.
alone incorporating gamification. He's going to build a physical game. It's going to be
Yeah.
profile pics, different stuff. But this video today made me lose my
I
stuff.
haven't seen the video. This is news to me.
Yeah, man. Check this out. It's super dope.
Okay. Did anyone else get any massive Moon Knight vibes with one of the stats there called Chaos? I
Well,
love that. I want to see it so badly now.
yeah, I mean, chaos is used in a lot of games,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah,
it's cool. It's cool to see it. But yeah, Moon Knight does look dope, by the way.
yeah,
It does look super dope. But man, this thing got me hyped. I had to for all my UFC and Pride and Fight game fans, I had to drop a
yeah.
little gift down here of my hype level. Those in
Yeah,
the familiar with Pride will know this guy. Actually, UFC as well, but Pride is really where you want to watch
yeah.
some of Wandy's fights. Man, that looks dope. I'm excited for that. And the cool thing was, we actually opened up the whitelist to
Yes.
whale roll holders this past weekend.
Yep.
And you know what I get sick of is like, if I'm into a project and I want to commit to being excited about it,
Yep.
I don't want to then have to invite 20 people to the Discord, hula hoop while on fire, and do a couple of backflips holding a dozen eggs. Like, let me commit in whatever level, and let's move on from there. So to whitelist for Starcade for whale, you just had to be a whale roll holder, and I thought that was super dope.
It's a very nice change of pace. It's a nice, again, it pays to be a roll holder here. But did you get on it?
Of course.
Oh yeah, I did too.
But I've been on the flight list for some time because I was there early, but I was just double. But after dropping the ball with warps, I had to make sure I didn't do the same thing. So I double whitelisted myself, the same thing, just to confirm.
Yeah. Oh, and did you see Zorro's little hint in the chat?
I did not.
Ooh, put all your stats into chaos.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's my plan anyways. I saw that stat and I was like, I want that thing maxed.
That could be a little Gods Unchained reference. I'm not sure. Zorro has definitely been helping all of us up our skills with Gods Unchained. I know that we played a game, Rune, and I got absolutely pummeled by you. I'm hoping to get a rematch sometime soon.
Definitely, and I need to get one from Zorro. I want him to school me so badly. He can even play nature if that's still a luck of the draw.
You really don't. I just took a look. I was like, let me see. Z's been telling me for so long that Gods Unchained is awesome, and I need to play it, and I will. Yeah. And it's probably wise to invest in it for a long time. And I'm like, let me take a look at when he was telling me. You know what date it was?
When?
October 2019.
Oh my God. Think about how much Gods tokens you would have had if you had geez.
Yeah, no. So we know people that were buying packs.
Yep.
And the token drop proved to be very, very fruitful for them. But that being said, I'm playing it now, not because not because but it is pretty fun. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, and the fact that its fan base is so tight and willing to actually like help out. I mean, Zoro does has given me some pointers. I definitely want to play him, and I want him to go easy on me. No, I want him to crush me. But at the same time, they've changed, like their graphics have updated their pack openings, the different types of cards, the mechanics. It's awesome. It's like an ever changing game in itself.
Rune, I'll be coming for your head soon. I
Yeah,
got some new cards. I got a new strategy on my deck. I'm ready to do some damage.
Nice. Yes, definitely. I want to go ahead and play because that deck that I did, it's literally just it's a copy of a starter deck, and I just added some cards that I bought, and that not cards from packs that I bought.
Well, I did earn myself a few packs over the weekend, I think. Put up a couple wins while
Nice.
chewing on some other things that we were doing here. So we will see. Maybe we'll have to have the showdown for everybody to watch.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you weren't doing DC and playing gods during whale hour, were you? No, I'm just kidding.
No, but any meeting we do have with DC, you can hear the incessant clicking, click, 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 click. So
yeah,
props to DC for being able to really multitask. He's doing like 3 or 4 things at once. And we'll talk about tentacles. There's a guy that probably has some.
He's got a real Doc Ock thing going on with like 6 arms.
All right, Rune, we've taken this way off the rails. We're into tentacle talk now. We're even beyond pineapple pizza at this point. So with that, everyone, stay safe. The market's a little crazy, right? But that's an opportunity if you had your eye on something. Like I said, I personally am sending wires from my bank to different places. You do what works for you, but just know this is part of a cycle. So we're here for the long haul. Glad you're here with us. We will talk to you again next week.
Have a good one, folks.